No bandwagons roll with me. No fair weathers roll with me. No real fans only. Real fans only. Real fans only. Real fans only. No bandwagons roll with me. No fair weathers roll with me. No real fans only. 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 I don't do the fake. No. If you bandwagon, don't fill out the application. I rock with flip-flops, but I don't rock with no flip-flopping fans. You bleed orange and blue, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Blood sport. Get that understood.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Whoa. Sweet. Bullseye. Oh, gotcha. Did you kill it? Just a paintball. I didn't think it hurt him. Put it out of its misery. It's in pain, and it's your responsibility. It was just an accident. If you walk away now, it'll starve to death. Is that what you want? I'm not doing it. It's all right. It's in heaven now. What's wrong with you?
What up, TTC? You know who it is, you know what it is. Cardinals hate week. Now, for those of you who are not Bronco fans, you're probably sitting there watching this video wondering, Bronco fanatic, why the fuck are you still making videos? Your team is 2-5. You're on a 4-game losing streak. It's over. It's over, man. Why the fuck are you still making videos? We won't blame you if you just all of a sudden just stop making videos. Well, to that I would say this. When you're as invested emotionally and time-wise, money-wise, in this football team as I am, and I'm pretty sure most Broncos fans are, you can't just up and quit and just stop. Basically, just stop and quit on your team. We ride together, we die together, and we never give up. That's not just something we say. That's not just a motto. For most Broncos fans, that's a way of life. And when the tough get going, the tough dig in, they dig their heels in, and they roll with the punches. They don't just quit and give up. Now this week we got the Arizona Cardinals, a very winnable football team. They're 1-5, I believe, and we play them in Arizona on Thursday night. Now we don't particularly have a good record on the road the last couple years. I believe we've lost 11 of our last 10 road games, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I think that's what the record is as of right now. Now, for the most part, that record, us being, I think, 10 out of 11, we lost 10 out of 11 road games dating back to, I think, 2016. And I believe the majority of those games were East Coast road trips where we had an early start. Thursday night we have to travel, but we're still on the West Coast, and it's a later time slot. So I don't think that will have any effect on this game as it would say if we were playing on the East Coast like we did against the Jets and like we did against Baltimore. Then I would be more worried about this game. But seeing as how we are traveling, but it's on the West Coast, and the game starts around 5:25, 5:30, somewhere around there, I'm not as worried. And plus, we're playing the Arizona Cardinals. They're not a very good football team. They're worse than we are. They're 1-5. They don't have a good offense. They don't have a good defense. I think they're middle of the road at stopping the pass, but they're terrible at stopping the run, as are the Broncos. But unlike the Cardinals, I think the Broncos have been giving up these rushing yards the last 2 weeks is because of our scheme, not because we're not talented. I think we're not scheming the right way in terms of stopping the run. I think that's our problem. It's not our talent. It's not our players. Because the first month of the season, we were a top 3 run defense. So I think it's scheming wise. It's the reason why we're struggling to stop the run the past 2 weeks. And you gotta give Todd Gurley credit. This past Sunday, I mean, he's Todd Gurley. He's one of the top running backs in the league for a reason. And against the Jets, when we gave up 200 yards rushing to Isaiah Crowell, I believe it just wasn't our day. I mean, we're already not a good football team playing on the East Coast in an early time slot, and we didn't leave for New York until a day before the game. Like, say if the game is on Sunday, usually teams would leave on Friday, so they would at least have a full day in whatever city they're playing in, to get acclimated and get used to the new time zone. But I don't know what's the deal. I don't know what the hell the Broncos are doing this year as far as their traveling plans when they have to travel to the East Coast. I think that they're taking off like a day before the game. Like if the game is on Sunday, we take off on Saturday. So yeah, it don't make any sense to me. But anyway, moving on. The Cardinals are not a very good football team. And I'm pretty sure Cardinal fans, I don't think there's a lot of Cardinal fans here on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure some Cardinal fans will get on here and run their mouth and try to beat their chest like they're actually a good football team, but in reality, you're not a good football team. In fact, you're worse than we are. We're 2-5, you guys are 1-5, So for all the Cardinal trolls that want to jump down on the dance floor, shut the fuck up. I'm not trying to hear a damn. And there's one particular Cardinal fan that likes to comment in the comment section a lot. I'm not going to mention his name because he don't deserve any shine on my channel. I don't like trolls as it is. So yeah, you're not going to get no shine from my channel. But I do know of one Cardinal troll that likes to run his fucking mouth a lot. And just save your breath, save your fucking time. Don't come on my channel acting like your team is, a good football team, because you're not. You're 1-5. And like I said, we're traveling to Arizona, Thursday Night Football. And it should be I think it should be a tough game. But I can't see this game getting away from Arizona, given the fact that they're not a very good football team. But getting into this game, as far as the game plan goes, first and foremost, we need to run the ball, establish the run early and often. Something that we didn't do a good job of last week against the Rams, and give credit to the Rams. They got a solid, stout front four with Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald, and Michael Brockers. So we want to get back to running the football. In my personal opinion, I believe that's the strength of this offense is running the football with Royce Freeman and Philip Lindsay. We need to take the ball out of Case Keenum's hands because right now he's kind of struggling right now to get the ball downfield. And like I said, our strength on offense is running the ball, and we need to play to our strengths and run the football and set up play action, something that Case Keenum is very good at. I think last year with Minnesota, he was like one of the best play action quarterbacks in the NFL last year. So we need to play to Case Keenum's strengths. Throwing the football, I want to keep it, in my personal opinion, I would like the Broncos to keep the pass attempts anywhere from no more than 32, 33 times as far as pass attempts go. Anything over that, I think we're playing losing football. We're not playing to our strengths. Me personally, I would like to run the ball at least 35 times. Would be my preferred, ideal game plan going into this game. So yeah, man, I think we need to run the ball, set up play action, get Arizona's defense trying to cheat up and put 8 to 9 men in the box. And when they do that, we can hit them over the top with Emmanuel Sanders, DT, Cortland Sutton, and our tight ends. And on defense, Arizona's going to come into this game trying to run the ball, trying to establish the run, especially given the fact of how many rushing yards we've given up the past 2 weeks. So Arizona and I think it's Malik Wilkes, Coach Wilkes, the coach in Arizona, he's going to try to establish the run game. The Cardinals are not a very good rushing offense. I think they're ranked 32nd in the league in rushing the football. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that we should just come into this game and overlook their running game just because they're ranked 32nd in the NFL. We have to come into this game expecting them to try to establish the run game because they have a rookie quarterback, and then I'm pretty sure they're not going to try. They're trying not to put a lot on his plate, so they're going to try to establish the run game. And one key thing that it is, I think, is going to play to the Broncos' advantage is that the Broncos know the Cardinals' offensive coordinator, Mike McCoy. We know him very well because he coached our offense last year before he got fired at the midway point of last season. And then before that, he was in Denver when we had Peyton Manning. So we have a pretty good, extensive knowledge of Mike McCoy and his offense. So I expect our defense to really, key in and take advantage of that matchup. Our defense and Joe Woods along with Vance Joseph against Mike McCoy. So I think that's going to be a very key matchup in this game. I believe the Broncos win this game by a score of, I'm gonna say 23-16. That sounds about right. We gotta get pressure on when they do drop back or throw the ball. We gotta get pressure on Josh Rosen. He was one of the quarterbacks that I had my eye on this past year's draft. He's my second favorite quarterback in this draft. My first favorite quarterback was Baker Mayfield. Be that as it may, we didn't draft a quarterback. We got Bradley Chubb, who I'm very fortunate that we got. Bradley Chubb. Speaking of Bradley Chubb, he balled out last week. He had 3 sacks against the LA Rams. He went against Andrew Whitworth, who at the time, I think Andrew Whitworth was graded as the first or second best left tackle in football going into last week's game. So I expect Bradley Chubb to, take last week's performance and build on it, along with Von Miller. He got a sack and a half last week. So I'm expecting us to go into this game key on stopping the run. But when Arizona does drop back to throw the ball, we need to get pressure on Josh Rosen, because even going back to his college days, he wasn't a very good quarterback under pressure. So we need to get pressure on him early and often when the time calls for it. And I'm pretty confident in our coverage ability in terms of covering their wide receivers. But at the same time, we need to watch out for the tight ends, because they got some athletic tight ends. They got Gresham. His first name is escaping me right now. Jermaine Gresham. And then they got this other guy named, he got some funny weird name. Something Scantling or something like that. Yeah, they got some athletic tight ends, so we need to watch out for that matchup as well. And then Christian Kirk, he's a speedster. I think they have him on kick return, punt return. And then they have him as a slot receiver. He's another guy that we have to watch out for. So, with that being said, I think this is a winnable game. I mean, we've been competitive in every game we've played in so far, except the New York Jet game. And I think that's about it. Pretty much we've been competitive. We've held our own. We showed a lot of fight. We haven't gotten blown out in any game so far this year, except for the Jets game. And like I said, I expect the Broncos to win this game. I'm expecting them to show a lot of fight, a lot of heart, and pull out this game. Like I said, I'm expecting the Broncos to win this game by a final score of 23-16. And with that said, man, that's my take for this Thursday's game. And as always, it's Broncos for life. We ride together, we die together, and we never give up. I'm out. Peace.